Hi, I'm Sarah Adams. I work for the Department of Teaching and Learning in the Monroe County School District, and that means that I get to work with all of our students and teachers and principals across all of our schools. We made the decision to open up a summer site that would provide our students access to their most favorite programs, as well as some handmade materials by our school district experts, our teachers, and instructional staff. And I am going to show you around that site and just give you a couple of quick tips. And I hope that you will take advantage of this opportunity. So when you come into the site, you're going to see this video here once it's done. And at the top of the site, you have some navigation, and it is by grade level. When you see pre-K and K, you need to be thinking about students that are entering pre-kindergarten or entering kindergarten. The programs that are available when you click there are programs that do not require access to our district portal because most of those students will not be registered yet in our system. So those are open space programs and materials. However, we have curated them and we have vetted them, meaning we looked at them and we know they're good for your students. When you get past that, you are looking at grades 1 and 2, 3 and 5, 6 and 8, 9 and 10, and 11 and 12. And you need to be thinking about which grade you're going into, not the grade you're coming out of. So you would go to grade 1 if you were leaving kindergarten or if your student was leaving kindergarten. And that's the way that these programs are set up. So I'm going to show you grade 1 and the 1, 2. And the programs are really set up very, very similarly. When you look at the first page that you will get to for your selected grade level, you're going to see a bunch of icons that mirror what you would see if you were on an iPad or a similar device. And students like that, so we wanted to keep that student friendly for you. In addition, you'll see a slideshow that you can open, and it will give recommendations for how to use this site. These are recommendations. We know it's been a year, and so we want you to do as little or as much as you want, but some students and parents do like to have recommendations on usage. We are recommending in all of our grade levels that we read, write, and exercise every single day, and I will show you that as we move up into the other grade levels. But I did want to also mention that in each one of these slideshows for your grade level, there is a calendar that, again, you can elect to use. It is not a required thing. We're not requiring any of this. We just want to provide it for you. Many of these programs are subscription based and we pay a fee for them, and we want your students to have access to them. Some of the programs, as I mentioned earlier, are created in-house, and so I'll show you that as we go up the grade levels. I'm going to go to middle school now. Remember that when you look at 6 through 8, you're looking at students that are entering 6th grade, entering 7th grade, entering 8th grade. So again, when you get to the site, you're going to have another slideshow that gives suggestions for usage of these materials. And these sites are the sites that students told me they wanted access to. So it's not every single site that we use during the school year for academics. It's the stuff that's more fun. So those are all listed here. One feature that we have in every single grade level band is social emotional learning. The social emotional learning section is actually curated, meaning it's made in-house by us, and it's made by our school social workers. So students will be logged into their Google Drive in order to access the site, and they will have access to the social emotional learning activities that are really things for mental health and your social emotional health. And again, those are all created in-house, and there's a section for every tab that you see. They are updated weekly, so you want to check in there if you are using this resource weekly. In addition, there are journals and there are exercise tabs for each grade levels. The journals are really reader-writer notebooks, and they're meant to give students a space to write. These were, again, created in Monroe County Schools. When you get there, no matter which grade level you're in, you will be asked if you want to make a copy. The reason you're asked to make a copy is so that when you make that copy, you have your own copy in your Google Drive. So if a student is using this resource, they are going to have their copy that they can go back to whenever they go to their Google Drive. Most of our students are very familiar with that by now. If not, there are technical assistances available to you, and I'll talk about that in a minute. What's neat about these notebooks is they are grade level specific. They were created in-house again, and there are teaching points along the way. This is not required writing. This is optional writing, and these are ideas for writing. The journals are going to stay pretty similar in format, so once you have that copy in your hand, you can work in that copy. You can delete the page if you don't like it very easily. You can add your own pages. There are menus by grade levels of ideas to write about. And we know that writing every day makes us writers, makes us think better, and it's actually very therapeutic. So we are recommending the use of that, and that material, again, is created in-house. And once you make your copy, you can do whatever you want with it, but it's there for you. That's available in all of our grade level bands. I mentioned PE, so I'm going to open the PE site up as we get into students that are entering their junior or senior year, and that's our exercise sites. Again, you have the high school summer resource, the suggested calendar, some of the apps that students said they liked, and once you click on the exercise, you're going to see our favorite exercise sites for ideas for that. We're recommending exercise every day. We have vetted these sites. We looked through them. These are the sites that our PE teachers really like. So these are some sites that you can go to. Aside from reading, writing, and exercising every day, there's all these other apps that we've sort of plugged into that weekly calendar for you. I also wanted to point out that each of our sections, and now I'm in the section for 9 and 10, students entering grades 9 and 10, have virtual field trips available to students. These are super fun, and they are put on the calendar, and these are field trips that students can take right from their computer to interesting places. So aside from that, another feature in all of our spaces up here, opening up the one for students entering 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, we also have some English language learner resources, which are also hooked here. They're in every single grade level. So if you are a student or have a student that is still acquiring the language, we have resources just for that. And we also have printables. So not everything needs to be online, and we can get really worn out from that if we're on our computers every day. This is being continuously updated. So definitely check in here. It's going to look different throughout the summer. There are some things that are your typical, yeah, I want to practice my reading skills. Yeah, I want to practice my math skills. So there's those worksheet kind of things. But then there's more fun things like Mad Libs, logic puzzles. Every grade level band has coloring pages that are appropriate to their development. So check back in here if you're just looking for something to print and do, and something that the district has looked at for you and said, this would be good for you. And that's pretty much the gist of the site. Again, a lot of our programs the students are very familiar with. We didn't put every single one down. We picked the ones that students told us they liked the best, and we provided you a calendar in which to use them. They are open all summer. If students want to just work in one program because they like it, that's fine. We want this to be a fun space and a real, just a place to go to keep our skills up over the summer. Definitely recommending reading every single day. The more you do it, the better you get at it. It helps you think. And really, there's so much news and things out in front of people that it's good to escape in a book and use your imagination and just go elsewhere there. And so that is another thing. We have library access all summer long through Myon. There are thousands of books available to students there. We have other apps like Common Lit with additional text and things to read and interact with. Real news, but news that students can read and interact with and enjoy. Then addition in secondary, we have several sites with open library spaces, free books, free access. So be sure to take advantage of those resources that will keep our brains moving and growing throughout the summer. So again, you're going to launch here and navigate through the top area. If you have any language learner needs, there is a space for you. Everything is entirely clickable and accessible. And we hope you enjoy this site and that you will take advantage of it. And with that, I thank you, and I'm going to do my best to turn this off, and forgive me if there's a little lag time because I am learning how to use this. Thank you.